Hello beautiful makeup lovers, bellezas, welcome back to my channel. I am excited to be back. I've been out with a horrible cold. Thank you so much for staying tuned. For those of you who read my message on the community tab, know that I wasn't able to upload a video last week because I had this horrible cold. I also like to apologize because my voice, I'm still not 100%, but I wanted to do this video for you, and I am back. Just bear with me, please, and with my voice. Without further ado, let's get started. The last couple of weeks, we had two exciting releases. We had Giorgio Armani with the Luminous Silk Concealer, and also Mcgrath Sublime Perfection Concealer Corrector, which I'm going to compare in today's video. And we'll also share a little bit of a comparison with the other releases we had the past few months, which are Hourglass and Dior. Let me start by saying that this is not a first impression for any of these concealers. I've been wearing them for a couple days already, a few actually like 2 weeks. Even though I had this horrible cold, I decided to test it and see how they would perform through tears and coughing and sneezing and temperature. And today I thought, well, what a better way than to try one on one eye and the other one on the other eye, which is exactly what we're gonna do. You're gonna see the application of both concealers, and then I'm gonna show you clips through my day. The first concealer I purchased was Giorgio Armani, which I did directly from the website. Best to my knowledge, it's not available yet at other stores or websites. I purchased it directly from them, and I don't like to do this, but I did, and I took my chances, but it's not my preference. I decided to go for the color 8.75 and shade number 8. Let me start by describing this concealer. It comes in this frosted matte plastic bottle with a black cap, very Giorgio Armani. This is the Luminous Silk Foundation, which I absolutely love it. This concealer retails for $38. It comes in 20 shades with, of course, different undertones. 12 mils, it's a lot of product. When I purchased my Dior corrector, a skin corrector, I thought, oh my God, 11 mils here and 12 here. I thought this was a lot, but this, it's much more super. But look at the difference. I think it's just the cap, but it still looks like the Dior has more product. Also, I noticed that this concealer life shelf expectancy is 6 months, like the Dior. Let me read a little bit of the information directly from the website. It's a multi-purpose concealer that highlights and conceals while providing 24 hours of hydration and comfort with medium buildable coverage and a flawless, radiant finish. Made with microfill technology, this ultra blendable, non-creasing formula conceals, corrects, and highlights, formulated with glycerin, caffeine, and vitamin E. This concealer provides 24 hours of hydration while diminishing dark circles and reducing puffiness around the eyes for a flawless second skin effect. Powder fabric is a thicker formula. You need to use sometimes or most of the time a brush with a sponge. With this one, the sponge won't do good. It will just absorb all the product. And I noticed that the swollenness under my eyes in the morning really diminishes. Probably is because of the caffeine, I don't know. I'm not really much into details of the ingredients, but I noticed definitely a difference under my eyes with my dark circles. And wearing this concealer under different temperature, I live in a warm climate, and sometimes it gets really hot, but I also had a couple cold days as well. I am an older person, I'm 42 years old, and I have the crease that if I'm not careful is gonna show. if I powder and if I use too much concealer. So I gotta be careful with those things. I gotta take in consideration that for it to last, I had to powder and apply because it's buildable. Apply like a second layer and then powder because it's very hydrated, and that is true. It doesn't intensify my lines. It plays well with other foundations, but it does not goes well without powder, at least in my case. Comparing the powder fabric concealer to the Luminous silk, they are very different because the consistency of the powder fabric is thicker, it's more dense. This one is more liquided. The doe-foot applicator, like you saw, it's a little bit bigger, very nice, very soft, but both are more I use this one every day. This one in my Chanel is the one I wore for the longest time, but they're both very nice concealers. With these concealers, I use my regular eye skincare, the Shiseido, which I already finished it today, is completely empty. Then I was using this Sublimash sample eye cream that I really seem to like it, and it worked perfect for my under eyes. The oxidation is very minimal, but it does oxidize during the day. The colors really, I thought at the beginning that shade 8 was too light for me. I'm like, oh my god, I don't really like to do the raccoon style. I'm too old for that. I really like natural makeup, even though I love a lot of makeup. But when I first apply it, I figured, you know what, let me give it a try and see how it plays. And later on, during the day, it was a different color. It's like it became my skin. It was luminous, very radiant, and really smooth under my eyes. With the Pat McGrath concealer, she also released 3 translucent powders in light, medium, and deep. I skipped those because I have already enough powders, and I would like to see them in person before I give it a try. I'm curious, I'm tempted, but I will wait until they arrive to the store where I can test them on my skin and see how emollients, how finely milled they are, because on the picture the medium looks a bit too light and the deep looks too dark, and that's powder for your under eyes. Then the brush that she also released with this product, I have enough brushes, wonderful brushes, and I didn't see the need to get that one. Now moving to the concealer, it is such a beautiful package, like everything. Pat McGrath, luxurious. The Pat McGrath concealer comes in this beautiful glass bottle, which is the perfect complement for the foundation. Very luxurious glass. It retails for $32. It's 0.12 ounces, which is 5 mils. I also been trying for the last few days with Pat McGrath foundation, with all sorts of, again, skincare and different foundations and powders. And what I found out that surprised me is how thick this formula is in comparison to the foundation. It's cheaper than the Armani concealer. It retails for $32. It comes in 36 shades, yes, with tons of undertones. Of course, it's Pat McGrath. With this concealer's undertones category, we have the red, peachy, yellow, neutral, warm, which is perfect because we all different. That is great. I think that is the best. I picked up my shade in color M17, and I made my purchase directly from Sephora because it's easier just in case we have to do a return. Let me read some of the details from the website, the Sephora website. It's a creamy, lightweight, full coverage concealer with a natural radiant matte finish that brightens under the eyes and hides the appearance of blemishes. The coverage is full, the finish is natural with a liquid formulation. The skin type is normal, dry, combination in oily skin. It has Vita Serum Complex, moisturizes and helps fight the appearances of lines and wrinkles. Flex for Matrix provides smoothness without being tacky or ultimately comfort. The life expectancy is also 6 months. I review Hourglass, which is one of my favorites, and I think is very much like the Pat McGrath in consistency and the way it goes on the skin, very, very hydrating. And we have the Dior Correct, which is okay. I'm not very happy, but I have to use it because it's also part of my project pan. And I like it. It's not the best, but it doesn't give me it's not full coverage, and it doesn't give me the longevity that I need during the day and that I get with my Hourglass. I'm gonna show you a picture of the different concealers so you get an idea how they look after oxidation, in case you are my complexion, lighter or deeper. And then we're gonna go into the application of these concealers. We have the concealer formulas after oxidation: Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk in shade 8, shade 8.75, Powder Fabric Giorgio Armani shade 8.75, Dior Concealer Corrector in shade 4W, Hourglass in shade Flax Vanish, Pat McGrath in shade M17. Alright, we are closer and personal. I already prepped my skin with a skincare base. Please excuse my horrible dark circles. I use on my face this combination of Pat McGrath, and I'll list all the products on the description box. On this side, I will use Giorgio Armani on shade 8, and on this side, I will use Pat McGrath. Let me start by applying the concealer. It is so bad. Since the Pat McGrath has more coverage, I decided to change, and I will do the Giorgio Armani on this side because this eye is even worse. I'm gonna use a full coverage brush from Bobbi Brown. And this is such a radiant concealer, and that's exactly what I need right now. The darkness under my eyes is... use my fingers for a little bit of a touch-up. Now I will use Pat McGrath on this eye, and a little bit goes a long way. I use an artist brush in size 4. I'll finish up the application with a sponge. Now you can see the application of both concealers. This is Pat McGrath, this is Giorgio Armani without powder. I have not set this concealer yet. Now let's apply powder on Giorgio Armani first. This one for sure I have to set. And a tiny bit only. I didn't even went back to the pen for more brush, for more powder. I think I will use a little bit of the Giorgio Armani in 8.75 around my nose, where I have the toned skin, above my lips, inside of my lips, just a tiny bit. I use a tiny bit on the bridge of the Pat McGrath on the bridge of my nose. Now that I completed the application, what I will do is finish the rest of my makeup, and it's 1:58 in the afternoon. I will go and do whatever I have to do for the rest of the day and check out with you later. Alright, this is how my makeup looks at 5:30. I'm gonna start prepping dinner, and as you see, it's completely intact. I went outside and checked on my plants real quick. It's a little bit hot and humid now today, but I noticed my makeup is completely intact, of course, and Mcgrath is completely full coverage, holding on beautifully, and also the Giorgio Armani. I can see a little bit of hollowness, a little bit here, but that is fine because it's a lighter formula. Check on you later. Alright, I'm back with my final check-in with you, ladies and gentlemen. I finally finished doing all my errands, all the things I needed to do, dinner, dishes, talking to my kids, and I'm gonna sit down and finish editing this video. Hopefully it's gonna come out either tomorrow, Thursday morning, or Friday morning. We'll see, but right now I am very, very happy. I'm gonna get a little bit closer and personal. I want you to see how my eyes look. No creasiness, there's no cakiness, and as you can see, the Mcgrath on this side, it's beautiful. It's like part of my skin. It gives me the perfect luminosity I need at this moment when I feel sick, when I have so much darkness around my eyes. With the Giorgio Armani, a little bit of the darkness has come here, but still it looks good. There's no cakiness, there's no creasing, and I mean, I make dinner. You are in front of the stove with the heat, and I am happy, super happy. It looks very nice, very natural. They both are long-lasting concealers. Very happy. I really love how it makes my under eyes look brighten, how it doesn't intensify my lines, and the best parts that you guys know is that I don't have to set. You don't have to set. This is just one step less. I love it. It's right there with my Hourglass. I love it. And this is the full coverage concealer I have, because the other ones are medium to full coverage and they're buildable, but that's like my highest. With this one, the Giorgio Armani, I also love. It's great for an everyday application, something very light. I think it's gonna be great for the spring, summer, and just for an everyday, just to go out and cover a little bit of your under your eyes. Wear it with a light formula foundation, a tinted moisturizer. I think it's a great concealer. I love it. It's more expensive than the Mcgrath, but it's also a wonderful formula. They both apply beautiful under my eyes. This one, you need a brush and a sponge. With this one, your fingers, a dense brush, I would say, in your fingers for application. Do not use a sponge. It would just eat up all of the product. This one, a little bit goes a long way. There's 12 mils in this one, but with this one, it's so much product that a little bit goes a long way. So there you have it. You have a thicker full coverage concealer, and then on the other hand, you have a very light everyday. I would use this one like on special occasions to cover imperfections. I do not use this one on my face because it's too light for it, but this one, since I have a darker shade, I do. With both concealers, you have two different finishes. This is a matte brighten finish. This one is completely radiant. If you do not need to set it because you don't have really dark circles, it's perfect. If you have dry skin, this is great for you and for fine lines. If you have oily skin, I recommend this one better. This one you have to set, this one you don't. You have 20 shades on this formula, you have 36 shades. You have about 4 undertones on these formulas. On this one you have probably 6 undertones. Both give me the longevity and the kind of texture I look for and a concealer. With these beautiful makeup lovers, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I'm sorry for my voice. I'm almost done with this cold, and hopefully I'll be back to my normal self and continue filming videos for you. Thank you so much. Please let me know your comments, your thoughts, what you're thinking, if you have any of these products already, if you're thinking about getting them, and fight the battle of the concealers. We'll see. I love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for leaving your comments down below. All your love and comments means the world to me. Please don't forget to subscribe if you have not. And if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining this growing family. I love to have you. Follow me also on Instagram. I post pictures of new makeup all the time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on my next video.